Good morning, children. What I planned that our syllabus is over. Therefore, I already promised that I will give you the short notes of topographical features, representation of topographical features. That is, what are the things you have to study. Four-figure grid reference, what you mean by map, and eastings, northings, scale, and relief features. And that is mainly gentle slope, steep slope, and hill. All the points I had given, just to go through it. And settlements also, drainage pattern also. What are the things? According to that, you have to study it right well. Do well.
Okay, first you should know what you mean by map. Representation of any area of the earth on a flat surface. A map is drawn to scale. You already studied these things in lower grade, I know very well. There are three different ways of indicating the scale of map. First one is by a statement, second one by a graduated straight line. It is also known as linear scale, bar scale, or graphic scale. Third one is representative fraction. In representative fraction, the short form is RF. Sometimes they will ask what you mean by RF. Then you have to write the full form. Then the ratio between the map distance and the ground distance. This is meant by representative fraction. Okay, here you can see two maps. That is, one is political map, another one is physical map. Physical maps provide details about the natural features of an area or a country. And political maps shows different countries of the world along with their states, national and international boundaries, political units and administrative divisions, etc. This is just I am showing you this one, the difference between these two. Okay, this part is not in your textbook, therefore you should note it down very carefully. What are the elements of a map? Six elements are there. First one, these all things you can see when you are observing a map. One is title. It indicates the subject of a map. That example, distribution of natural vegetation, water bodies, climate, etc. Then second one is scale. It denotes the relationship between map distance and the actual ground distance. That shows the scale. Three types of scale we studied. And direction. It refers to the cardinal directions: north, south, east and west. Fourth one is grid system. It is a network of lines that help in pinpointing the location of a place on a map. Usually a grid is formed by the lines of latitude and longitude, and you know, when a grid formed, then only you can find out the four-figure grid reference I used to ask. That you can find out from this grid system. Then another one is conventional symbols, that is conventional signs. These symbols are used to represent different objects such as roads, railways, rivers, canals, mountains, and many things you can say conventional symbols. You already studied in lower grade, I think. A temple, church, post office, many signs you can see there. That is known as conventional signs or conventional symbols. Okay. Next is key or legend. It explains the meaning of the symbols that are used in the map. In the side you can see one small box, a key, what it shows, what it means, that you will get from that key. Otherwise it is also known as legend. These are the 6 elements of a map. Okay, it is clear, I think. Here you can see small scale maps and large scale maps. Small scale map shows large areas of the earth. One example is atlas. Large scale maps show smaller area on a relatively large sized paper, that is tourist map. Maybe you'll be confused. A small scale map shows large area of the earth. Large scale map shows smaller area. Just opposite. Areas on a little. And topographical map. Large scale map. It is a large scale map showing both man-made and natural features. It shows not only water bodies, hills and woods, but also the roads, railway stations, bridges. In topographical sheet, in your textbook, there is one multi-colored map is there. That is topographical map. There you can see many features. That is man-made also, natural features also you can see. When you observe the map, you will get the idea about it. Then when you are going through it, then red small dots are there. That is hard settlements we study. That is man-made. And blue color, that is a river you can see. Water bodies, that is natural. Therefore both natural and man-made features you can see in topographical map. Then physical map and political map I already explained. Okay, one of the element of a map you studied grid system. Once again I am saying a grid is a set of lines used to find the exact location of a place on a map. And now we know about what you mean by eastings and northings. The vertical lines that increase in value eastwards are known as eastings. The same way, the horizontal lines that increase in value northward are called the northings. These lines are numbered, even the eastings and northings. When you see the red lines, it is numbered. These northings and the eastings cut across each other to form square, otherwise grid. There are two type of grid references, 4-figure grid reference and 6-figure grid reference. But here we studied only 4-figure, 6-figure we will study in higher classes. Whenever grid references are given, first you know that the eastings number first you should write, then only the northings number. Suppose if it is eastings 25, northings 72, then 25, 72. That way you have to write. Don't write the northings first. First you have to write the eastings, then only you can write the northings. Then only the 4-figure grid reference clearly you can mention there. Here you are seeing the images of eastings and northings and grid. When these two lines are intersect each other, then you are getting one box type that is known as grid. It is easy to find out the location, exact place. Therefore, eastings also numbers are there, northings also numbers are there. Okay. Here you are knowing about contours and contour interval. And maybe they will ask, what do you mean by contours? What do you mean by contours? Contour lines are imaginary lines joining places which have the same height above the mean sea level, not from the ground. Therefore, contour lines, what do you mean by contours? You have to write this definition. Contour lines are imaginary lines joining places which have the same height above mean sea level. Then contour interval, it means the difference of height between two consecutive contours. The difference of height between two consecutive contours. The contour interval is 20 meters. In all the map, the contour interval is 20 meters only. There is no change in that one. Therefore, what do you mean by contour? What do you mean by contour interval? That you know the definition very clearly. When the contours are very close, they represent steep slopes. Because when the contour lines are very close, you know it is steep. When they are farther apart, they represent gradually increasing slopes. Therefore, you can say it is gentle slope. When the distance between two contours are more, you are showing when you are seeing in the map, then it is gentle slope we can write. Absence of contour lines indicate that the land is flat. Otherwise, it is known as a lowland. Clear? When the contours are very close, they represent steep slope. When the contours are far from apart, then it is gentle slope. Then if there is no contour lines, then it shows it is a flat lowland. Clear? Here we will study the identification of landforms marked by contours. Then I already informed spot height, triangulated height, benchmark and relative height. Relative height I am not giving the notes, that is not it is not needed for 8th grade. Therefore these three only you have to study very well. Triangulated height. When the point has been accurately surveyed and shown with a triangle, it is called a triangulation point. Here by the example you can see one picture of one triangle, then the number is there. Therefore it is using trigonometry. Therefore that is why it is accurately, clearly it is surveyed and clearly given the height. Therefore when the point has been accurately surveyed and shown with a triangle, it is called a triangulation point. Otherwise triangulated height we can say. Then spot height. It refers to the height of a point on the ground above the mean sea level. It is represented by a black dot. Spot height, it is a black dot followed by a number on the map. Here also in spot height also, triangular height also, you can see the sign of one spot and one triangle. By that you can say, and then one number is also followed by that. That means the height of that place, and this height is always using the unit meter. If it is triangulated height, it is given 356, that is 356 meter above the mean sea level. And spot height also 456, that is you can see the spot height, the height of that spot is 456 meter above the mean sea level. Such a way you can write it. The next one is benchmark. You can see the BM, the capital letter BM you can see in the topography. Then what it means? It means benchmarks. These are marks etched on a stone or shown on a building to indicate the accurate height determined by surveys. It is also known as a low-level bridge also we can say. Therefore, no need to go to that. You can write this only. These are marks etched on a stone or shown on a building to indicate the accurate height determined by survey. A benchmark is written as BM and followed by a number. Here also a number is for, because that number is also in unit is meter only. Clear. These are the triangulated height, spot height, and benchmark. That also you should be very clear about it. Here we are studying what is the importance of colors in topographical maps. I informed some colors: black, blue, green, white, yellow, brown, red. Clear. I try to write in that colors also. White I am not able to write, very well. Then black. Black, what are the things we can see? Names, lines of latitude and longitude, survey trees, heights and their numbers, river banks, broken ground, dry streams, railway, telephone and telegraph lines. All these things you can see in the black color. And blue color represents water. Therefore, water related features and perennial rivers you can see in blue color. And green color, forest, grasslands, scattered trees, shrubs and orchards, that all comes in the green color. And in white color, rocky or badlands, uncultivated lands. Barren land we can say. White color, what we can say, that is uncultivated land, rocky or badlands. Okay, now yellow color, cultivable land. That is there. If they are asking what is occupation of these people living here, then you can say agriculture. Then they will ask what, justify your answer. What is the reason you are saying that is agriculture is their occupation? Then you can say because yellow color represents cultivable land. Then it means their occupation is agriculture. Okay, this color is very important to say the occupation. That much we are not going. Only the colors, what are the things we can see, that only you have to study. And brown color, sand features like sand dunes and hills, condos and condo lines, their numbering, form lines, everything you can see in brown line. Then red color you can see grid lines, that is eastings, northings, all in the red color. Then man-made features such as roads, car tracks, buildings, huts, etc. all we can see in red color. By seeing this one, just to keep the topographical map, that page number 3, you just keep it there and compare with these colors and what you are seeing in that map. Okay. Now we come to the last part of the chapter, settlements. What do you mean by settlement? A settlement is any kind of dwelling where people live. And in your textbook, you can see the permanent and temporary settlements and urban and rural settlements. It may be permanent or urban, but when they are asking, identify the settlement, you have to write about, is it linear, dispersed, radial or nucleated. They will not give you the mark if you are writing permanent or temporary. Therefore, you have to know it very well. Then first one is linear settlement. In these linear settlements, houses are usually stretched out along the local road, river, canal or railway line. It is also known as a ribbon pattern settlement. If you are seeing that one, you can see just like a ribbon pattern, because both the sides you can see settlements in the metal road. Near both the sides of the metal road you can see the settlements. That type is known as linear settlements. Next one is dispersed or scattered settlements. It is a pattern of rural settlement, mainly comes which most of the population lives in farms, houses and cottages scattered over a large area. When you observe in the map in your own textbook, you can see scattered settlements. In the grid square, if you are observing 1924, if you are observing such a, you can see only 2 settlements far away from, not very close. Therefore, such type of settlements, many places you can see. There are also 23 also you can see scattered settlements. When you observe all these things in your map, you will get the idea about it. Okay, these are the 2 settlements, 2 more settlements are there. Now the radial settlements. In such settlements, houses are in a star-like cluster around a tank, lake, factory. Because if you are seeing any factory or lake, anything there, people are settled there near places in any direction. They are full round type we can say, star-like cluster we can say. Such type of settlement is known as radial settlements. And nucleated settlements. It is a form of rural settlement in which farms and other buildings are clustered together, often around some central features like a church or temple or police chowki, etc. Because they are near the farms or other buildings, they are living together. That's clustered, nucleated. Okay, very close to each other they are living. Maybe some church, temple or police chowki may be there. Here you can see in your map also, you can see in 2023 you can see one Sirori one settlement is there. There you can see post office, church, such things you can see there. There people are very closely living. Settlements are very close. Therefore, such type of settlements are known as nucleated settlements. Many such type of settlements you can see in the topographical map. Okay, these are the four type of settlements, that is linear, dispersed, radial, or nucleated. Clear? These are about the four type of settlements. Here you can see the images of four type of settlements. What are the things we studied in four type of settlement? Just observe it. That's only. Okay, now we come to the end of this chapter, and these are the notes you have to study. Study very well. No need to depend too much on the textbook, because most of the points I had given in this notes itself. Okay, do well.